Episode 4 of Big Deke News, January 12th, 2022. We have a collapse, a resurgence, and some Steeler news, virtually. Let's start with the bad news. Pitt hoops against Syracuse. The first half, I was thinking to myself, I'm a genius. This plus 10 spread on Pitt is an absolute joke. They were up at 7 at one point. There's no way that this can miss. Pitt's actually going to win the game outright. 2, in the second half, I'm thinking, forget winning the game outright. I hope Pitt just covers. And that they did not. I mean, Pitt was hitting everything. The threes, the long-range twos, getting to the basket, dunking on them. Everything was going right, as exemplified by this play. Hughley tries to throw the ball off a Syracuse player's leg to go out of bounds. It actually stays in bounds, and then another Pitt player picks it up for 3, throws up a last-ditch effort shot right before the shot clock. We get the rebound, slam it back home. But that's how I felt in that first half. Everything was going in Pitt's favor until it didn't. Syracuse went on a little bit of a run to go up right before halftime. And then in the second half, Pitt went absolutely cold, shooting 5 of 21 total. Hughley, Pitt's best player, shot 1 of 6, had 8 points total on the game. And also, to my surprise, the Boeheim brothers are actually kind of good at basketball. It's not just nepotism as to why they're on this Syracuse team. Whenever I was doing research for this game, I saw both of their names pop up on the Syracuse roster. Saw their stats. They actually average pretty good stats. I was like, there's no way, though. The Syracuse statisticians are definitely cooking these books, adding some extra points for the Boeheims just because of their last name. But no, actually, they play pretty well in this one. Next game for Pitt is this Saturday, 4 p.m. at the Peterson Event Center against Louisville. A little bit of a revenge game for the Panthers as Louisville beat them 75-72 a few games ago, but hopefully Pitt can bounce back. And as you guys know, I lost $15 on this game. I told you guys to take Pitt plus 10. It actually got up to plus 10.5, so I had the extra half a point. At the end of the day, it didn't matter. So I lost the 15 there, but I had a chasing opportunity. Last night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Pittsburgh Penguins played the Anaheim Ducks. Now, I told you my Big Deke investment strategy yesterday for this game. Parlay a Malkin point with Penguins money line. Penguins money line was around minus 140, minus 145. Actually jumped with the Malkin news up to 170. So I wanted to get that a little bit closer to even odds. And what do? You try to do a parlay. Unfortunately, the betting apps don't offer the option of parlaying a player point with a team money line. My casual assumption as to why it's not an option is probably just because they'd be losing money. I mean, I would take the Crosby point plus Penguins money line pretty much every damn time. But they do offer a player goal plus team win parlay. So we had the option of Malkin scoring a goal in his first game back with the Penguins win, which would get us to plus 290 odds. Do I sit back and just suffer my losses and live to fight another day? Or do we fight back? The choice is obvious. I went balls to the wall on this one. I put $5 on Gino to light the lamp, plus the Penguins to get a victory. I mean, that $5 is kind of a big deal. I could have went to Wendy's, got a 20-piece nugget and a Frosty, but no, I put the faith in my city. And what do you know? The city has my back. Gino scores not 1, but 2 goals in his 2021 debut. But even aside from that, his line as a whole looks lethal, as we kind of predicted in last edition of Big Deke News. Kapanen throws in 2 assists, and Carter has another 2 goals as well. Penguins are still missing some top guys in Rust and Zucker. Crosby didn't even score a point in this game. But they still made the 4-1 victory over the Ducks pretty easy. And I think Jari deserves a ton of credit too with how last year ended. A lot of people were quick to shit on him and blame him for the season ending. But this year he's playing a lot better than what he did in 2020. Even though I thought he actually played pretty good. He would just let in way too many random goals. This year he's tied up the loose ends and is on a best goaltender in the league type of run. His last 16 games, credit to @NHL Pens for this stat, 13-2-1 and a .947 save percentage. So I won the bet, got my $15 back, and this is what our bankroll is looking like right now. Penguins continue their West Coast road trip against the Kings tomorrow. Puck drop at 10:30 p.m. And be sure to also tune in to Big Deke News tomorrow because I will have some more investment advice cooked up for you. Slow news for the Steelers yesterday outside of learning that Tomlin fell asleep during the Chargers-Raiders game and that Ben stayed up and FaceTime with Toby Mac and Mercy Me's lead singer. The video that was released, the audio was muted, so we had no clue what was being said. But it was probably something along the lines of Ben saying that he's coming back for 2022. Just didn't want that information to be released right now, considering we have a playoff game this week. It'd probably cause way too much uproar. So, instead of actual Steelers news, let's get to some Steelers theme team news. Madden delayed the Team of the Week promos in December for Zero Chill. they were planning on bringing him back in January, which is what they did because yesterday was the first release. The cards that they were dropping were for weeks 14 and 15, and what just so happened to be on week 14, that was when the Steelers played the Minnesota Vikings. So it's safe to assume when a quarterback on the Steelers gets 2 interceptions, they should probably get rewarded with a Team of the Week card, no? Especially considering those 2 interceptions help enable the Steelers to come back from a 29-0 deficit and be basically 1 throw away from tying the game at the end. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 2 interceptions by 1 player in an NFL game, that's not all that common. That probably deserves some type of recognition. And considering the Steelers-themed team's lack of corners right now, it would have been the perfect opportunity for Madden to drop an Ahkello Witherspoon card. But EA did not do that. EA should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. I should stop being shocked by their stupidity. I'm not sure what to do right now. Do I stop playing the game? Do I maybe go to Walmart and buy a copy of the game and light it on fire? Or do I go and start playing NHL? But at that point, I'm just jumping from one EA game to another. Who's the one that's stupid then? But that is it for today's edition of Big Deke News. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay chilling. Enjoy the rest of your day. And peace.